But we're going to get started so that we can move on with their day. Hey Lauren, sorry you can't be here. Is it on? Okay.
Hey Lauren.
First thing is, in case you missed it on the email or the letter, we're going to leave on Friday night instead of the Saturday morning because we would have to leave here at like 4 a.m. and I can't do that, wake up that early. So we are going to stay at the Wesley Foundation at Georgia Tech the night before. And those who don't know, Wesley Foundation is a United Methodist campus ministry, and they have them at Winthrop, and they have it at Clemson, I think, and just all over at different universities. So it's a Methodist institution, and Georgia Tech is right there in Atlanta. For safety overview for our adults, the building is, there are 3 students who live there, and the building is locked at all times. You open it with key code, and so we'll be given the key code when we get there. And they'll split us up by genders, and we will have our own sleeping spaces, so we will not be sharing it with the college students. But these are Methodist as well, and a lot of people who are in Wesley Foundation go on into ministry. So I think like my husband was in Wesley Foundation, Alex's girls I believe were in Wesley Foundation, but it's basically the church at school, the Methodist church at school. We are going to have our meals there in Atlanta. If we can, it'd be nice to have supper there Friday night, but we'll talk schedules in a little bit if that's a possibility. But I have here an itinerary. Maggie, you look like you're able to help out. You can give one to everybody. So Friday night I have TBA, and you can see that what time we're going to be waking up on Friday, what time we'll be at the airport. We're going to be waking up pretty early, so we'll have like breakfast bars, which I'll bring, but there's also Chick-fil-A at the airport, but the meals will be provided. Let's see, for Friday night, I would suggest packing a separate bag. We're going to have our own sleeping bags, or Katie, would you mind? That's a packing list just for Atlanta. But we have to bring our own sleeping bags or air mattresses and our own towels. And you don't have to remember that because Katie's passing out the packing list. Thank you. Thanks, Baggy. And I would suggest packing a separate duffel with just Atlanta stuff so that when we wake up early Saturday morning, we're not shuffling Costa Rica stuff with Atlanta stuff. That's just a suggestion. It's just basics: bedding, towels, toiletries. What's the earliest time our adults, because I know that y'all are probably working, that we could leave on Friday?
I'll take the day off, so
Whatever? Okay. And any of our Costa Rica people, do y'all have Friday schedules that we need to consider? Nah? Okay. So I'm thinking we'll leave mid-afternoon, and I'll write an email just to be sure those who are not here that there aren't any conflict schedules. But we'll leave here mid-afternoon on Friday, and I'd like to take y'all to the Varsity, which is in walking distance of Georgia Tech. It's like one of those iconic...
like the Beacon of Atlanta.
Beacon of Atlanta. Actually, the Beacon is the Varsity of Spartanburg.
You're right.
Yeah. But we're going to have a little bit of time together, so we're not rushing, but I think mid-afternoon Friday is what we're going to shoot for. And I'll send an email chain to kind of get a consensus on that. Any questions about Georgia Tech or Friday night? Okay. One big thing, safety in Costa Rica, just a reminder, there's not much violent crime to worry about. I mean, no more than we'd have to worry about in Spartanburg or anywhere else in the United States. But the 2 things that we do have to worry about is pickpocketing. So just, be mindful of your person, your bag, just keep it close to you. Your your pockets. Don't let any strangers get close to you. That's how they pick pockets. They'll bump into you, they'll slash your pockets. Keep an eye out for each other. Another one is swindling. So if you swindling, you can kind of prevent that by just watching your money. If you're buying something with $20, a swindler will say, well, let me give you $10 back change. Well, I'd like a $5. Can you switch that for a $5? And by the time you know it, you paid $30 for a $5 item. So it's confusing, but they know what they're doing. So they will take your money right in front of your eyes. So just be mindful of your money and your change.
Are we gonna exchange?
I'm going to get to that, but yeah. We're also going to stay in groups, so the ratio is 2 youth per 1 adult. So the pairs is you all will be kind of responsible for each other. The Harrelsons will be responsible for each other. I can't remember, but I think I'll have Lauren and Nate, and Dee, you'll have Hayden and Maggie. Maggie's in the polka dots.
Maggie, you're responsible for too.
And watch out for her. And that's, if you have to go to the bathroom, go in pairs. If you want to go to a vendor or something, make sure your adult knows where you are. Make sure you go in groups. We'll likely stay in one big group, but the 4 adults will just have to keep an eye on our 2 kids and the other kids as well. But mostly, it's easier to count 2 ducklings instead of 8. Everyone should have gotten an embassy card in their packet, and I have extras and you can grab some. So the U.S. Embassy is in San Jose, which is where we're going to be, and the back has my cell phone, David's cell phone, the director, vice director, and I gave 2 per person so that Melissa, you can have one while the family's gone. Dee, your husband, can have one, and Donna and Steve, if you want to grab one too, you can as well. Cell phones don't really work the same way. You have to buy software. So I'm going to see what it costs to get software for our 2 phones. But I'm also going to add Gary Henderson's phone number, who's the church member who's down there, so that you can walk into any shop or vendor and call locally. Call Gary. He's happy to help us out and be in an emergency contact while we're there. And parents, if you do want to look into the software for your kids' cell phones, that's a possibility too. But they do have internet access, so we will be able to Facebook parents. We can write emails, let them know how things are going. So we won't be.
Wi-Fi internet, or is that?
I'm not sure, but I can.
Because if they're on Wi-Fi, a lot of the weeds in England last year, it wasn't Skype.
You get a little high just now.
Viber. I used to say we make calls over the internet, so I didn't have to have the international calling plan.
What was that program called? Viber? V-I-B.
It's a free app, at least on the
Okay.
You can text or call.
I'll check that out then. Yeah, that'd be nice to FaceTime or Viber. Okay, any questions about safety in Costa Rica? Okay. Just be smart, don't go off by yourself. Mind your possessions, don't leave them anywhere, don't ask strangers to watch over your bag. I'd even be wary of asking a team member to watch your bag. Just, keep aware of your person and your things. Which goes to airport safety. Has everyone flown before? Or has anyone not flown before? Has anyone not flown internationally before? Okay. So internationally is a little bit different. There's customs to worry about. When we come home, they'll give us a form that says, state your business, how much, you spent there, for what purpose, and we'll kind of go over that right before we leave so that you don't have to remember it for 20 days or however long. But the exit tax will be taken care of. We'll have envelopes with your cash so that you don't have to pay, which reminds me, everything is already paid for. The only thing you need to worry about money-wise is souvenirs, which your families can kind of budget for yourselves. Airport security, internationally, locally, it's the same, pat down or the metal detector. And please make sure you go over your international travel tips, which I sent very early on, but I have extra copies. because they're really strict about what can be packed and what can't be packed, and that will slow us down if they have to go through your bags and take out liquids that are too big. And we don't want to slow our team down. We don't want to slow down anybody else who's traveling. So just be mindful of that. What to pack? The 3-3-1 rule. So I don't understand it. It's not my business to understand it. We just got to follow it. But we're only allowed in our carry-on, which is the bag that goes with you into the plane, a quart-sized bag with 3-ounce bottles or less. So you can have whatever fits into a quart-sized bag. You can fill it all up with shampoo, or you can fill it all up with lotion, but liquids, creams, anything that can be rubbed on, smeared, sprayed. Y'all know your physics. Liquid creams, just follow those rules. If you want to take something bigger, it can go in your carry-on, your checked, which is the large bag. Mission team, does anybody think that they are taking a checked bag? Yeah, so a carry-on, backpack, and then a big checked bag. Does anyone plan on taking a big checked bag? You will? Y'all are?
Lauren will.
Lauren will? Okay.
Carry on what?
Okay, so you can have a personal item, which is like a backpack or a purse. You can have a carry-on, which I should have brought some, but you know, the little overnight
Wait,
bags.
so you can have a carry-on, like book bags and a thing to go overhead?
Right. So one goes under your seat, one goes overhead, and then one goes under the plane.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay. So my suggestion is if like you have a big bottle of shampoo or you're bringing a razor, you just have like 1 or 2 things that can't go carry on, see if you could pack out somebody who's taking a checked bag, the one that goes under the plane. And we can, you can share checked bags. It's just nicer not to go travel internationally with a backpack, a carry-on, and a checked bag and drag it through the cities.
Dimensions for the overhead?
What's that?
Do you know the dimensions, like how big?
It is on your international travel tips.
How many one of those?
Yeah, you can have anyone. Anybody else want to travel tips?
Mama, do we have one?
I sent it to you earlier on. Over here. Also consider consolidating. So, ladies, and maybe Nate, I don't know if you use a hair dryer, but we don't have to bring 12 hair dryers. You can share. Same thing with a big bottle of shampoo. Consolidate so that we're not dragging a bunch of luggage. And I'll leave that to yourselves to talk. Which reminds me, everyone, these bags that we work hard to find sponsors for, each of us has to take a bundle and put it in your luggage, basically, so that they're already tied up. Make sure you grab one before you leave. They do not smell very good because of the magic markers and the paint that we've used. So you don't want your clothes to smell like paint and magic markers, so put it in like a trash bag or a grocery bag and tie it up. Also, some of them we use Crayola washable markers, and washable also means smearable, so it will get on your clothes if you don't wrap it in plastic. Other things about packing, Gary Henderson was actually in town a couple weekends ago, and he said most important thing that he could tell y'all is sunscreen. Skin cancer and skin damage is really, really high in Costa Rica. So even if you don't wear sunscreen at home, or even if it's cloudy, take it extra serious. We're closer to the equator. And he says SPF or higher. And it's really, really expensive in Costa Rica, so buy it here if you can. Buy a big bottle. What's that?
What number?
50 or higher.
50?
50, yeah. Yeah, 50 plus. I promise y'all will still come back with tans, just, hopefully without the freckles and sunburn. Also, talking about packing, make sure in your carry-on or your backpack that you have an extra set of clothes. It is not uncommon, unfortunately, for checked bags to get lost sometimes. So you would not want to be lost without your underwear. Just make sure you have one basic set with you on your person. And we are going to go visit a volcano, which is higher elevation. So higher elevation means colder weather. Bring a jacket, a rain jacket if it's it might be misty, or a hoodie, a long pair of pants, so something warmer. Y'all got excited about volcano and maybe misheard that. Bring something warm. Okay. Any questions about packing? Okay.
As far as shoes go, can you maybe like bought my boots and then like a pair of sandals rather good?
Yeah, boots and sandals. Can you wear your sandals to church?
Can I?
Yeah.
Oh, if you're asking me, I can.
Yes, okay. Yeah, so boots and sandals. We're not going on vacation, so we don't need to bring, high heels and dress shoes and minimal.
Is it appropriate to wear sandals to church?
Yeah, I think the guys can wear like basically what you're wearing now, so
Cool.
just not shorts.
And Karen, you might have said this, but what we packed for Atlanta, does that stay at the Wesley Foundation until we come back?
It'll go on the bus. Wesley Foundation, Atlanta stuff will go on the bus with us. Any other questions about packing?
Hold any buttons.
If you forget something and you only have souvenir money budgeted, I'd be happy to buy, whatever you forgot, socks or bug spray, and get reimbursed later, or if it's for the team, we'll just count it as a team cost. So don't worry if you've forgotten something, don't panic, we'll take care of it. There's stores there. All right, Nate, to your question about currency, make sure they do take dollars, they take plastic, and they take colones, which is their currency. But whatever you bring, make sure it's clean, unwrinkled, untorn, or they might not take it. So not the crumpled up, laundered, laundry, not laundered. Yes, not laundered. Washing machine dollars. Okay, you got it. There are a couple of ways to exchange. You can do it at your bank here in the States. You might have to email them or go online. Some of them take a few days ahead of time, like Bank of America needs a few days. It's to Greenville to pick it up. Okay. So there's a exchange rate, and then some of them have fees. So make sure you do that before we go. Or we can exchange money at the airport, which they'll charge you a little bit higher percentage. Or Gary is happy to exchange it for you at his bank, so that there is no, foreigner or gringo charge. If you want to exchange with Gary, maybe parents can talk to me so that we can give them a heads up so you can prepare for that.
How much do you think would be appropriate for?
It's souvenir money, so it's whatever you want to buy and bring home. Things are cheaper there, for one, but what do you want to bring back? So
Yeah. So I could just bring like just $20 bill.
$20 bill?
And I can use that.
Yeah.
Right.
You say that they take American dollars then?
They do.
So what is the virtue of doing the exchange?
I think if we were in a little village delivering food and there was a vendor, they're likely not taking plastic or US dollars. So the more rural vendors. And there are a few city vendors that want colones. So what I personally will do will bring some dollars in colones and have my plastic. If you are taking your parents' credit card, or if you're bringing a credit card, make sure you call them ahead of time. There's an 800 number on the back of your card. Just let them know that you're leaving the country so that they don't shut your card down thinking that somebody stole it. Let's see. All right, that's it about currency and purchases. Any questions there? Okay. Rules. Just a couple of things that on the contract that you signed an initial. No peace sign, not this, and not the sign of the peace sign. It's a, the circle and it's a sign of the broken cross. It was explained to me. It's upside down and the arms are broken and it's offensive, so no peace signs. Another rule about what to wear clothes. I sent out a suggestion about shorts, and then I got an email from the director yesterday who changed the rules. So I'm going to talk with him and see how strict he is on that. But Ray, the director, said 4 inches above the knee. And in the paper that I sent was 4 inches above the knee was an option, but also 4 inches from the inseam. And so I'm going to double check my rules to the director and see if it's copacetic. And if it's not, just be prepared. I'm a little frustrated too because I have my shorts already. What's that?
So like no Nike shorts or something?
Probably not.
So I don't actually own any clothes that are gonna wear.
I'm a little frustrated too.
Do we have to wear pants on like
You can wear
work
pants.
sites?
Yeah.
Can we wear shorts on work sites too, or just pants?
If you can wear pants or shorts, but all shorts have to be modest. And so don't go shopping yet. I'm going to send him that form that I gave y'all because I talked to him on the phone, I talked to him in email, and it never came up. He just said modest, and then he said 4 inches. So let's hope we all don't have to go to the mall this week. Keep your fingers crossed. And I mean, I trust y'all's judgment, but he said that they've had some mission teams that had very poor judgment in clothes, and so. Also, with rules, don't give money to anyone. Don't make promises to Costa Ricans like I'll write you or come. You can stay with me in America. Just don't make any promises. Just enjoy your time in Costa Rica with them. No drugs, no smoking, no alcohol. And the thing about alcohol is important because the age is 18, and some of us are 18. David's 18 and older. I'm 18 and older. And the teenagers look 18 and older. So at the airport, they are likely going to have alcohol samples that none of us, 18 or older or younger, can take.
Wait, samples? They do that?
Yeah, they do that. It's very lax, very lax alcohol restrictions. So I'm trusting y'all not to drink, but adults, we need to watch and make sure that they don't take any samples. Not that I don't sample, free samples of alcohol. Things are just different there.
You're in charge of that.
I'm in charge of David, says John. John did. So if you are walking by a little cabana in the airport and they hand you a cup, just don't even take it. Don't even take it. Please don't make you chase you down. Just don't drink it. Okay, our itinerary, I passed those out. It has our daily schedule. Friday and Saturday are free days. So I wanted to talk to our team specifically about what you wanted to do. So nearby, there is a rainforest nature preserve / zoo with a zip line, which sounds exciting until the co-director told me that the longest course is like 2.5 miles long through the rainforest. I don't know. It's long, and it's like 18 courses. So like the first course is like bait and switch. It's like 10 feet zip line, woohoo!
How far?
And it's like canopy.
Wait, so how many? You said it like it was bad thing. Tell me why.
It's bad for me. I'm terrified about it.
I thought you said you were going to go there, like for a zip line tour, and you have to kind of walk through and do a few zip lines.
Oh no,
In other words, that's what they all want.
that's what I'm afraid of. I'm like sweating up here.
2 miles.
It's like 18 or so courses, so you
18
unhook 18 lines, and every time you hook up to a new line, it gets longer and longer and higher. So just so you're fairly warned. So that is option 1. And those who don't want to do zip line with me can go walk the rainforest and see the zoo and whatever. So that's option 1. I don't know how many adventurous people we have. Option 2 is a little bit further away, but it's a tour of a volcano with waterfalls and springs, and it's horseback riding. So you horseback ride to a spring, you get off, you play in the water, you get back on the horse. And it's safer and closer to the ground. So that's option 2. You're supposed to be on my side, Jeff. Those are things to think about. I'll probably send an email so that Hayden and Lauren can kind of have an input, but be thinking about those two things. It's a tough decision. We can't do both exactly because our flight leaves on Saturday. So Friday is the other free day. What we're going to do is a closer volcano, which is 30 minutes away. So no matter what, we're going to see a volcano.
When you say see it, what do you mean?
We're going to get in a bus, go all the way up to the top. Yes, the crater, I don't think it's active. Have you been researching it or COAS?
This one has only been mildly active.
Mildly active?
I'm mildly active. It's the one that's on north.
I'm going to mention that. So no matter what, we're going to see a volcano, and that one is a bus ride up, a hike, I think, around the top, and dinner. And it's a shorter trip, it's close by, so it's enough to do and have time for dinner and then go to the airport without, running too quickly to catch our flight and whatnot. So keep that in mind. We're definitely seeing one volcano, Hoad's volcano, but the other option that we have to figure out is Friday. So rainforest, nature preserve, they have like birds that you can feed and land on you like riverbanks. Zip line, which you don't have to do, but parents, I do need to know if that's okay with y'all, so that will be on the email as well. And the other option is horseback riding, hiking, springs, waterfall, volcano. Be thinking about that. Speaking of volcanoes, there is an active volcano in Costa Rica that's been in the news since the beginning of the month. I can't pronounce it, so I won't. But they have had minor eruptions since October, and in May, the frequency of the eruptions has increased. It is about 60 miles away. 60 miles away.
What's the range of a volcano?
The range of a volcano.
61.
61.
We'll just walk a mile.
So right now they are evacuating a mile radius of the volcano. So out of this, we're 60 miles away and just a mile is evacuated. The only way it will be affecting us is that ash will be delaying flights. So there's no real danger to us. Yeah, but and if there are any updates, I'll be sure to email, keep y'all posted, do watch the news.
That's why you got such good range.
Good range. So, is everyone okay and on the same page about volcanoes? We got excited, but we're on the same page. No real and present danger, just delayed flights.